What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another FPL video. My name is Mo, and today I'll be going through my team selection for game week 8. I've activated my wildcard, so lots of changes that will be taking place. We'll be discussing what my short to medium to long-term plans are, why I've made these moves, which players I'll be targeting soon, which players I'll be kind of avoiding, and what my kind of thought process looks like for FPL in the next coming game weeks. But before we get into my team selection, hit that like button if you haven't liked the video already. Let's get another 100 likes on the video, guys. And in addition, if you haven't subscribed to FPL INKLING as of yet, let's take this opportunity. It's absolutely free. Hit that subscribe button and join the FPL INKLING family, which is fast growing. We're going to be hitting 2K very soon. So what's the big news, right? So we had game week 7 cancelled due to the passing away of the Queen. Was it the right decision or not? This is not a political debate, so it's done. Let's move on. Let's talk about what's coming ahead for us. So there's some more cancellations as well this weekend. Postponements of big games like Manchester United versus Leeds, Chelsea versus Liverpool. What has that done to our thought process? Are you making moves? Are you not making moves? Are you like myself who's hit the wild card? There's a nightmare story behind that if you haven't seen it on my Twitter already, but we'll discuss everything along those lines. But let's look at how I did in game week 6 because there's no game week 7 to review. An absolute nightmare game week, 29 points. And do you know what, guys? It got far worse after that as well. So everyone knew I made in my last team selection for game week 7, I made 3 transfers, which led to a -4. But do you know what, guys? What happened was the night before the game week, so Friday night, I was sat down and I was like, do you know what? On my phone, I never really do this. I usually do it on the desktop, but on my phone, I thought, do you know what? I've got a -4. I want to hit a wild card. I know what game week 8 looks like, and let me make those additional transfers now. I'll save the -4. I've got to plan ahead already, and I know what my team kind of looks like. So I spent a few hours looking at different drafts, planning ahead, and I finally finalised the team I wanted. Click the activate button for wildcard on my app. Press submit. Now for me, the wildcard was active. I'm pretty certain 100% that I saw the wildcard activation confirmation at the top of my team. The game week went ahead and it ended up showing me as 7 transfers and a loss of 20 points. Now that's an absolute nightmare for me. As of it stands at the moment, the FPL website is showing my rank fallen by 1.4 mil. So 1.8 mil I was, so I'm around 3.2 million at the moment. I've contacted FPL. They said to me, a generic reply, if it's hits, it's hits. So I'll take it on the chin. Now, does that mean that my game or kind of like my game plan has changed? Not really. Does it dent my confidence? A little bit, but I think to myself, do you know what? If I've gone to 3.2 mil, it is what it is. I could have been there without taking these hits. For example, I could have taken these hits a lot earlier in the season, which I kind of avoided myself from doing. But it's happened now. It's on the chin. I'm disappointed. But hey, we're going to carry on because there's plenty of managers who are below 3.2 or 3.4 mil. They're still playing for the game and the prize, so why can't I? So a big kind of loss for me there. But let's show you guys. I've hit the wild card now. I know for sure that it's activated. I've checked it on the desktop and my app. It's shown as active, but hey, if I lost it, I lost it. Let's just say if I get, reimbursed with my points, great. If I don't, then we move onwards and we look forward to the next 30 odd game weeks that we have left. So this is what the team looks like, guys. So abundance of changes. I'm not going to go through the players that I've taken out. Let's just talk about the players that I've brought in. The big players that have gone out, I would say, is Trent and Mo Salah. Will I be looking to bring them back anytime soon? Of course. I mean, if they hit a bit of form, they're GOATs for a reason. The fixtures will take a swing for me after kind of like New Year for them. So maybe I might not look to get them in as of yet, but if they hit a bit of form, who knows, I might kind of like change my team up again and look to get them back into my squad. So this is what the team looks like, guys. So we've got a double Newcastle defence for this week. So you've got Nick Pope and Trippier in my back line. They've got Bournemouth at home. Now for Newcastle, they've done really well this season so far, but let's click on to Nick Pope. So I've kind of moved away from my premium goalkeeper kind of stats or kind of like, backing that I usually do. So as you guys can see on screen, he's owned by 13% of managers, 36 points so far with 2 double-digit returns, 3 clean sheets. And if we look at their fixtures, guys, he's got a few bonus points as well, 6 bonus points as well, which is not bad. Plenty of clean sheet points and saves points as well. Bournemouth, Fulham, Brentford, Manchester United is a good game, Everton, Tottenham, and then again a nice fixture wrong with Villa, Southampton, Chelsea, Leicester, Leeds. So plenty of games that I can kind of like double up on Newcastle with Trippier in there as well. Cancelo stays, so he's my premium defender. They got Wolves away this weekend. He's done well in the Champions League as well against Dortmund tonight, got an assist. Wolves away, Manchester United at home, Southampton at home, Liverpool away, and then game week 12 is a blank, which was the Arsenal game, which has been kind of like scheduled for the PSV game, I think. And then again, some good fixtures after. Brighton, how they're going to be without Graham Potter. I don't think there'll be too much of a difference, but let's just see. Then they've got Leicester, Fulham, Brentford, Leeds, Everton. So again, good fixtures there for me to target, so I don't really want to get rid of Cancelo. And then I've got Perisic in as well into my squad. 26% of managers still own him. He's a really good asset to hold. I finally got him into my squad. 25 points so far with 2 assists. I think he's going to start getting some more kind of game time, but I've got coverage if he is rotated or benched, then I've got players to come on, and for the difficult fixtures I can rotate him as well. Leicester at home this weekend should be a good fixture. Arsenal away is a tough game. Brighton away is again a tough game. Everton at home should be a good fixture. Manchester United at Old Trafford again is a difficult game, but I still have him in for some of the fixtures in between that I can bring him in, and then I could also put him on the bench if I need to. Newcastle, Bournemouth, Liverpool, Leeds, so a mixture of fixtures for Spurs coming into the kind of like end part, or starting I should say, phase for the World Cup and ending phase for the first half of the Premier League season. But I've got a rotation on the bench to bring him on and take him off. Some people will argue there's too much money on the bench, but hey, I'm not going to worry about that too much at the moment because there are going to be rotations and I need to have players that can come in or I can change around due to fixtures change or swing or certain game weeks where I don't want to play a specific player in my lineup. Now in the midfield, the big change is Salah's gone out, so I have taken him out finally. One of the main reasons was form, price as well, fixtures swing, and he's got a blank now this game week as well. So De Bruyne comes in for me at the moment. He's done fantastically well, only a couple of points behind Salah, and he's kind of like, been benched for one of the games starting off, which was Nottingham Forest, and yet he still came on and got a point in there, but he's not too far behind. 4 assists, 1 goal, absolute machine. He'll get better. Obviously, Haaland up front. It's nice to have them two from City because we know they score a lot of goals, and most of the returns or kind of like goals itself will come from De Bruyne and Haaland because they're probably going to be the most consistent players to play. Wolves away, Manchester United, Southampton, Liverpool. Decent fixture run as I've discussed. Blank in game week 12, and then a good fixture run to target for De Bruyne as well. And then for this game week, I've brought in Ward-Prowse. So Ward-Prowse comes in this game week, and I'll tell you why he's in my squad. He's not a player that I wanted to kind of like bring into my wildcard, but I need to go a bit differential right now because of my rank or the incident that's occurred with my -20. There are some moves I have to make to kind of make up ground or go a bit differential from the template or common ground from other managers. So Ward-Prowse comes in for this game week. The player that would have been in my squad if all games are going ahead was going to be Wilfried Zaha, but the Brighton game was postponed far in advance due to rail strikes, which have been cancelled because of the passing of the Queen. But the game isn't going to be rescheduled because it's far too close to be rescheduled and it caused too much aggro for the clubs, fans, and media coverage if it is going to be kind of shown in terms of highlights and live games as well. So we're bringing Ward-Prowse. Okay start, 2 returns in 6 games. For a player of his value, kind of accepted. Being that because he plays week in, week out for a Southampton side who haven't played that well so far. But they got Villa away this weekend, so that'll be an interesting game. So hopefully he can get me a return there. Once that is completed, Wilfried Zaha will come into that midfield. So that will be the midfield lineup in there. So that will be the next week kind of transfer that I do, and I have the budget available to do that. Martinelli stays from Arsenal, the only player that stays. So Gabriel went out, and so did Jesus. 4 returns so far, 6.5 mil. 47% of managers own him. Fixtures do get difficult. Brentford away, won't be easy. Tottenham is a tough game. Liverpool at home will be an absolute difficult and a classic game for Arsenal, Liverpool, and then Leeds. And then they've got Southampton, Nottingham Forest after their blank game week. So I can bring in bench strength as well to cover for Martinelli, even if I don't want to play him against Liverpool, which I think I probably will. But let's say if I don't, then I've got the coverage on the bench to bring on if there are better fixtures for players for me to target. So he remains from Arsenal. Now this game week, Andreas stays on or comes into the play because of some blanking players on my bench. Nottingham Forest away, so hopefully he can get me a return. And then obviously he'll be part of my squad on the bench for the fixtures. They do have a good fixture on, so there could be occasions where I bring him on rather than Perisic if I do want to go a bit differential, or fixtures for Trippier look a bit challenging. We'll just have a look and see how I play it. But for now, that's how it's looking in terms of Andres Pereira playing in this game week lineup this week, but he'll go straight onto the bench in the following game week. Now, the back of the hat trick against Leeds, Ivan Toney already came into my squad for game week 7, but he remains. 7 returns with 5 goals and 2 assists. Arsenal at home is a tough game, but it's at home, so I expect a good game from him. Bournemouth away, Newcastle, Brighton, Chelsea, Aston Villa, Wolves, Forest is a run that I certainly do want to kind of like be, having him in my squad and being part of the kind of like, good face for Brentford, I'd say, because A, he's in form and fixtures do look good, so why not bring him into my squad? So Tony will be in there. He's on penalties. He's made an absolute amazing goal from a free kick. I didn't know he took free kicks, so pretty confident to keep him in with the fixtures run and form. Then we'll move on to Mitrovic. So he comes into my squad. 6 goals so far in 6 games. Absolutely amazing. Only one game week where he's got, I'd say, a double-digit return, which was against Liverpool in the first game week, but he does look deadly. Forest away will be a good fixture for him. Newcastle, West Ham, Bournemouth, Leeds, Aston Villa, Everton are the fixtures there. And then even then they've got Man City, Manchester United. I still think he can challenge and score in those games as well. So Mitrovic comes in and I don't want to miss him as well during this period as well. And then Haaland will be my captain pretty much for most game weeks moving forward. Because of the fixtures and the way he's performed, I just don't see putting my captaincy ban on anyone else at the moment. Wolves away, Manchester United, Southampton, as we talked about for City players already. He's an absolute machine. And let's say he blanks in game week 12, I can look at alternative options to captain into my squad. So in game week 12, we can look at Liverpool. Who do they have? In game week 12, they've got West Ham United. So even Diaz could be my captain. Even Reece James, for example. In game week 12, I think Manchester United play... Oh no, it's Everton, so I could even captain Trippier to be fair. I could go a bit left wing. If we look at Ivan Toney, for example, in game week 12, we've got Chelsea, so I might avoid him being captain. So I can look at other alternatives. Martinelli, again, will be part of that game week 12 blank, so he could go on the bench straight away as well. And then I've got Zaha as well, who I can look at potentially captaining into the squad. Let's just say all my 15 players moving into the next game week look all fit and ready to go. Then obviously, there'll be Ward-Prowse will be... Wilfred Zaha, I would swap Andreas for Luis Diaz, and then it'll be between Perisic, for example, let's just say it's fixture runs, I could put Reece James in there, I've got coverage there, and then it'll be Zaha in the midfield as well. Let's just say I'll get some blanks or there's a difficult game week, I can take out Martinelli in this game week and I can put in Perisic, for example. That's how I could go. So those are the kind of coverages that I do have, and I look forward to having the luxury of doing, because there are fixtures now that are going to take swings. There are some players that I will want to target, and that's how my team will overall look. So I've given it a refresh just to give you guys the overall look of what my team looks like for game week 8. Game week 9, the transfer will be Wilfred Zaha for Ward-Prowse, and that's how I'm going to go moving forward. It's an absolute nightmare situation for me, losing minus 20 points, but hey, it's done, a mistake is made. But do you know what? That's what makes this season for me now even more interesting. Yes, I've got the kind of like on Twitter, I've already had people, giving me banter, giving me abuse. But do you know what, guys? I'll take it to the heart. I'm not an expert. I've never claimed to be. That's the beauty of this game. You make mistakes, you live and you learn. And there are managers out there right now who will probably be taking a couple of hits. So maybe I won't lose out as much this game week because people are seeing swings or fixtures. People are seeing other people playing managers like, who are experts or who are like, generally just playing the game for fun, are playing wildcards. Some just like taking hits. So I might not lose out that much, but the target still remains the same. But I've just changed it a bit more because I wanted to get into the top 500,000 by the World Cup. Now I'll take it to 1 mil. If I can get within the top mil by the World Cup, happy with that. Then I've got a kind of like half a season to really drive my rank and get into the top 100k and then 50k and wherever I can get to. It's really, really tight. I was 26 points of where I wanted to be. Now I'm 46. One good game week, one good player decision, one differential that works out for me. For example, Ward-Prowse, if he gets me a return, great, I'm back in the game. And that's the kind of, positivity I'm looking at. So this is what my team looks like, guys. Yes, it looks like there's a lot of players on the bench that have a lot of value, but they will go back into my starting lineup as soon as, they come off from the blanks and their fixtures start to come and take place. So let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Pretty much this looks nailed on unless there's any kind of major changes in terms of injury or anything else that changes in the meanwhile. This is what my team looks like. The wild card is activated. So let me know what your thoughts are. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button as well. Let's get 100 likes for this video as well, guys. And I'll be back with regular content next week. And I apologize for not being regular this game week due to some personal issues, but it should all be good next week. I have had some commitments, but I'll be back with some live streams as well, with some regular content, and we'll have an amazing, amazing season. Hey, we're back with a bang. 2 big news is wildcard activated, and I've made an absolute mockery of my wildcard last week. But hey, we've used it, we've done it, and the team looks ready to go. Till then, take care, guys. I'll be back with some more content very, very soon.